Hi, this is Myra with Boutique Paint. I wanted to do a follow-up video about the paint inlays and how your top coats work, and just kind of answering some of the questions that I'm seeing online. To start, this is a board I just did, a sample board. I did the paint and the inlay last night, and then I left it, and because I wanted to see how it did if I left it overnight, if it would be easy to peel, if it wouldn't be easy to peel. It was a little bit tougher to peel and not tear it. That being said, is I did not leave, I sprayed it down with the water, but I didn't leave it for that long. I only left it for maybe 5 minutes and started trying to pull the piece back. Then I sprayed it again, gave it a few more minutes, and then it pulled off just fine. And I just wanted to show you also, this is the inlay piece here, and I put it on just a plastic lid with a piece of paper towel underneath to help it dry. You could also use a cookie sheet or just a piece of cardboard. And then the trick is too, once you use it, let me see if I can grab a new piece. You can see the difference in the darkness, so you know that this is the front, the part that you put down onto the paint, and this is the back. But once you use it, it's a little bit harder to tell. But the way you can tell is you can, once it's wet, you can just kind of touch it and the blue will come off on your fingers, or whatever color will come off on your fingers. The other thing you could do is, you know, put a B on the back of it before you even do your piece. As you need to remember, you can keep using these. Well, not keep using them, but you can use them a couple more times depending on the look you like. This is the second board I did with one of the pieces. One of the things I did want to show you also is I did not use the brayer to roll this out when I went to put the paper on. And so I've got all kinds of little wrinkles in there from the paint, which I don't mind, but I know some of you don't like that look, and that's fine. But I did want to show you, this is one that you can see all the wrinkles from the paint, which I think is kind of cool. It gives it even more character. But what I did here is I waxed it after I was done, and then I did the dark wax so you could really see all of that in there. And it kind of came out a cool effect. But I did sand it. So you can just take, if you don't like those bubbles, and also this one I did use the brayer, but I still got a little bit. I don't know if you can see that. I did get a little bit of the folds in there. But all you have to do is sand it. And depending on the paint, this is DIY paint, and it's showing kind of changing colors where it was folded, which I really think is awesome. I don't know, it just adds a little bit of extra. So you just have to sand it a little bit to get it smooth. You can see already, I'm gonna dust this off a little bit, but you can see right there, there's just difference in colors, but it's turning out really cool. Okay, then, and hopefully, let's see, that's the wrong board. And of course, I've got blue on my hands, so now I'm gonna probably get it everywhere. So I'm gonna use the edge and just sand this a little bit. Sorry if you're one of those people that hates the sound of sanding. I don't like it when other people are doing it, but I'm fine when I'm doing it. Which is kind of funny considering I did woodworking for years and construction. Okay, just wipe that down. This board, I was playing around and I used a little bit of water after letting it dry, and I sprayed it with some water, and I was able to move the paint around, which was fun as far as a technique. I can show you here. Now I did this board a week ago. And so we'll see if it's letting me. Yeah, it's still letting me pull the paint around, which is another, you know, kind of cool effect that you can do with these. You could do a little bit or you could do a lot, but it's fun. All right, and the reason why it's not moving here is I have a little bit of or here is I was playing with the top coats. So those have already been sealed. But one of the big questions I'm noticing is about your top coat and how that works, because you get it wet and it moves. So what do you do as far as a top coat? Well, one of the things you could do is you could do a spray top coat. You could just, you know, do an aerosol can, or you could do your paint sprayer and do a top coat. But I will show you, this one was with wax and then the dark wax, and it didn't move at all. But I will show you here. This is DIY's Big Top. I was going to call it Top Big. It's one of those days. Scrambling head. Okay, so I'm going to show you. Now, I just got through pulling the paper off this, and then I used my blow dryer to dry the piece. And you can see maybe there's a little bit of blue moving in this, but it's not bad. Which is interesting, because when you're using water, it's moving. When you're using a top coat, it's not moving a whole lot, but there is a little bit. So, you know, if you don't want any movement, I would suggest then either a spray coat if you don't have the time, or the wax, and I'll show you that here in a minute, or letting it dry really well. And then let's see, where's my wax? Here it is. And this is DIY wax. And you can see there's no blue coming off. Well, maybe just a smidge, but that being said, I also think I just cleaned that brush and there was some blue on that. But you just get it on there and there's very little movement of the paint with the wax. I really like the wax over these. I'm not sure why. Especially with the colors. You can't see it as much with this one, but with this one you can. It really kind of, and of course this will dry. And I'd show you my other board with the first impression. Let me see if I can show you just a corner of it. I don't want to show you too much because it's part of a project. But this is with it dried, the wax dried. Actually, it's not even fully dried yet, but kind of gives yet another dimension. And this will be a project that's coming up here soon, so I don't want to show it to you. Let's see. I want to make sure I hit everything here. Drying the inlay sheet, did that overnight. Oh yes, what to do with these sample boards that you're doing? That's a very good question. So I will, on the next video, be showing what to do with these little sample boards. I like to do sample boards when I'm trying something new, because then you're not making a mistake, or, you know, having your learning curve on something that you care about, like a piece of furniture. So I do these little sample boards, and I do have the sample boards for sale. This is one cut in half. They're great for doing projects also. The only thing I would suggest is that you paint both the front and the back if you use the full sheet, if you're going to go on to use it for a project, because the boards will, when you paint one side, it has a tendency to curl. If you paint both sides, for some reason, it doesn't curl the board. So our next video will be showing you how to use your sample board for a project or projects, so that you're not just doing, you know, a sample board and going, okay, now I got this sample board, what next? So that will be our next video. Yeah, so thank you for joining me, and we'll see you next time. If you have any questions about any of these products, you can go to our website at www.boutiquepaint.com. Thanks. Bye.